r/AskReddit. See average high school students. Where are you now in life? Started working construction right out of high school as a carpenter. Stuck with it and got promoted to foreman. Continued to learn and got the opportunity to jump to assistant superintendent for a home builder. Did that for 3 years, then jumped to multifamily construction. I'm now a senior superintendent for a major player in the multifamily game. I earn $165K a year. I work stupid hours, 60 plus a week, don't have a ton of opportunity for vacations extension. But I love what I do. I support my family. Have a big house in a nice town. Get a new truck every few years. Construction represents a huge opportunity to people who are willing to roll up the old sleeves and jump in. If you are willing to learn, have one half a brain, and will work like a methodical, you can make some serious money. Definitely worth consideration. There is a serious lack of young people taking up the hammer. I've been hearing about trade school quite a lot. $165K is huge for no college degree. $165K is huge for a college degree. Hated high school, but now have 3.8 GPA in college. Started at a community college before transferring my credits to a better one. It's easier when you're studying something you actually want to study. What do you study? Neoplatonian jazz calculus. FYI, these comments are going to be heavily biased towards those C students who ended up doing well. The ones struggling are going to be less likely to comment or not have the time to. Yeah. Apparently every C average student on Reddit is now an engineer making $100,000 a year before age 25. Oh. Did I mention that I'm younger and make more money than you? I did not do high school. Now I make the 8-figure salary. I'm 18 years. Age 26. Been a slacker in high school and college. Graphic designer in Los Angeles. CA with a $20/HR pay rate and a consistent line of freelance work on the side. I actually made $25/HR at a previous job, but I left for various reasons. With both my full-time and freelance work, I make about $60,000 a year, give or take a few. I have to say math is very important in some of the stuff I have to make. Decent apartment, good friends, minimal lifestyle, and frugal, so I do live somewhat comfortably. I'm far from materialistic, so I don't really buy new clothes, games, etc. All I really want now is a girlfriend. It's not the best, but it's pretty damn good considering I always did the bare minimum prior to getting my first full-time job. Edit. I did not have a degree in graphic design. It was self-taught. For perspective's sake. Edit 2. Whoa, did not expect to get a lot of response. I'll try to get to each of you. What kind of math? I'm an aspiring graphic designer. From the graphic design I do here and there for my office, mostly it's basic math. Plotting out the size of every graphic and text box for the space you are given. I also handle product images, which means touching up, resizing and renaming. Basic logic taught through math classes makes this insanely easy. I can create a macro in Photoshop to handle all the resizing. Using Excel and a few tools I can grab all the file names, and in Excel cut/trim/paste them for the new naming scheme. Then rename everything at once. It was a week-long job that turned into a 2-hour job once I got all the automation set up. Working for a auto company making about $90K, $110K a year. No student loan debt. It's tough as work, but I'm happy where I'm at. I'm 32 now, and often wonder if it's worth going to school for something else. Automotive industry technician here. I work in emissions testing. Dropped out of college. Did decent in high school. Now I make 60, 80K a year depending on how much overtime I'm willing to work. It only goes up from where I am. Highest paid technician makes around 200K a year. Engineers get paid well, but technicians are where the money is at if you are willing to work overtime. Ironic. Emissions testing is done in my state by the local government. I doubt those guys make any more than $15 an hour. C was a good grade for me in general. However, my poems were used, and are still used today, as an example in literature class. Math. I failed each and every year. Once failed the same course 2 years in a row. Today I'm an opera singer and have an international career. No more need for math. Okay bro, I'll teach you. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Okay. Now 4, 1 equals 3. That's all there is to it. Quick maths. Everyday man's on that block. I had a 2.6 GPA. So not C but B. I work at a used bookstore and I hate my job. But grade averages only matter so far. You can do better if you want it. Do it, try harder. Don't be me. Edit. And before anyone says anything, I know a 2.6 GPA isn't anything to write home about. Just woke up to continue being a C average student. Junior year whoo. Just remember C's and D's get degrees. And just because you're trash doesn't mean you can't do great things. It's called a garbage can, not a garbage can't. This motivated me too much. I'm working a minimum wage job. And at 27 years old, have just recently moved into my own place. But you know what? I'm happy and content right now. Who says you need lots of money to be happy? Edit. For y'all wondering how I can afford it, I'm only renting a 1-bed flat apartment for you guys across the pond. However, it's just perfect for me on my own. And it is big enough to accommodate another person. Should I end my singledom? Good for you, man. You do you. Every night. After 4 years of military service, I now speak 2 languages, English and German. Have close to 100k in savings through smart investments. Debt free. Well traveled. And I live internationally. Edit. I does much gooder English. For those asking, I'm a medic, not a linguist. I learned German through living in Germany and dating German girls. Investments. I played a few smart choices in the stock market. About 20 bucks turned in 80k. The rest I got by not eating out, not buying useless stuff, and generally being smart with money. I'm now speak 2 languages, English and German. I have bad news for you. Edit. Oops, formatting. What? Honestly, I was a solid C student who didn't put in effort and got a lot of D's and S. Currently 25. A senior server technician and doing quite well financially. Edit. I put in a lot of effort after school though. Mind sharing what kind of work you do as a server technician? Duck. Man. Everything. I push buttons. I turn dials. I read numbers. Sometimes I make up little stories in my head about what the numbers mean. Comfortable. I was a C student in high school because it was boring as duck and I skipped a lot of class to play cards in the cafeteria with a cute blonde I liked. Play cards. Is that what the kids today are calling it? We did end up dating eventually. Led to the most valuable lesson I learned in high school. A Chevy Malibu doesn't have much space in the back seat to go down on a girl. Trying to learn Spanish, but every day there's a new obstacle. Given yesterday's shenanigans, tomorrow is going to be a doozy. I'd love to learn Spanish, but I don't really understand why cars are girls and vans are boys. Why do inanimate objects have a gender, and is there any rule to which gender they are? Or is it all just trial and error? Bachelors of Science in Industrial Robotics with a 3.4 GPA. $100k plus job. College took 4 years and I walked into a job 2 weeks later. The thing is, with high, someone is standing over you telling you each little thing to do. I ducking hated that. In college no one gives a hit about you. You either do your work or you don't. They give you your assignments and it's up to you. I excelled and was on dean's or president's list all but 1 semester. I lost count of how many 3.5 plus high school students I knew that went on to college and failed out or lost scholarships because mama wasn't making them do the work anymore. What kinda frustrated me a little bit, even though it was my own fault, was all these grants and scholarships are given to high school students who have never experienced independence on that scale. They are barely making it with a 2.5, and I'm over here on president's list with loans. Right now, laying in bed, reading Reddit while waiting for the person I'm having a Pokemon battle with to pick their move. But if you mean my job, researching bacteriophage viruses as an alternative to antibiotics. I hated high school. Dropped out in 11th grade due to health problems. After recovering, I took the JED. Got the ridiculously high scores I needed. Started at a community college. Did well. Got a scholarship to a better college. Etc. Did he use Stone Miss I mean Stone Edge? Focus miss. Own a brewery making 6 figures at 32 years old. I did alright. Apparently failing chemistry in high school didn't mean peeing. What advice can you give to someone who has wanted to brew their own beer but never has? It's something I've always thought about doing, but never quite had the chance to do it. Hit up your local homebrew store and ask them for a starter kit. They can hook you up with ingredients, kits as well as equipment kits. And they usually have classes you can take for free on how to brew. At work as a CNC machinist in a fabrication and construction equipment manufacturer. I make around 85k depending on overtime and enjoy my job for the most part. I probably could have done a lot more if I wanted to, but I ducking hated dung homework and my life is pretty good. At least your job is unique. Same guy girl from my question right? Yeah. Guilty as charged haha. It is a pretty unique job. Plenty of time to browse Reddit as well. Currently a medical student applying to specialization in neurology. Could not have imagined this when I was younger. I was an incredibly lazy college student and only borderline passed my pre-med requirements in college. 3.0 GPA freshman/sophomore year. Also had depression and social issues which made life tough. Just bullhitted around all the time. I spent half the day making memes for validation on Reddit. Then I woke up senior year and realized my dream to be a doctor was in critical danger. So I paid more attention to classes. Took a 1-year master's program after college to boost my credentials. Unfortunately got accepted into med school. Now I still spend half the day making memes in the hospital. But at least they are medicine related. What medical school took you? I eventually realized that the problem was more with my old HS than with me. They didn't have anything interesting in their curriculum. Also, they had this instinct to basically auto-fail most black and Latino kids. But starting my junior year, I found out that it was legal to also attend college in my state as of age 16. So, I did. I went to college and I basically never looked back, except that I still had to put in a minimum of effort to actually still finish HS. Then, did an interesting major. Traveled the world. Settled in Europe. Got 2 master's degrees. Got citizenship. Now I have a high-paying job in the Mediterranean region. Multiple passports. And 4 weeks vacation a year. I spend 2 weeks traveling Europe and 2 weeks in America every year. Don't let small-minded or bigoted teachers define you. You do you. Congrats. Living the dream it seems. What state out of curiosity let you attend college at 16? Thanks. There were actually a few different hints I was getting at the same time. 1. I was working in a McD's at the time. And some of the other burger jokies were students at the local community college. And besides the fact that I already knew my potential classmates, they were all upfront about how much of my mug paycheck I had to put aside to make community college happen. 2. I'm a Latino. So I was annoyed that every history class ever was about US history or my state's history. And I wanted to learn about the history of Latin America. Everybody wants to learn about where they came from. At least once. And then I wanted to learn a useful career where I could put that to use. 3. In my school district, a minimum of 3 semesters of foreign language are required to graduate high school. And seeing as I wasn't the type to study my own native language for the easy grade, I was taking French. My local community college had French courses in summer semester, but my public school district didn't. So it was a way to accelerate my graduation. 4. Many local universities had easier transfer admissions than HS admissions. So combined with the fact that I was racking up college credits and basically got to private university as a sophomore because of it, I had a better choice of potential schools to attend. I calculate that I might have saved myself around $15,000 in student debt this way, while also having easier admissions. 5. My folks were supportive. When I told my dad, his reaction was holy hit. That's brilliant. People with no degrees getting paid 6 figures. Yup. Lol. I was going to say something similar. 2.1 GPA in high school. Now with no effort whatsoever make 6 figures as an engineer slash software developer slash nuclear physicist astronaut samurai. Oh. And I'm 24 BTW. Did I mention that I'm younger and make more money than you do? After being addicted to heroin for 3 years I got a construction job at age 22 and have been clean since. I've been working construction for the past 8 years and my body is quickly deteriorating. My shoulders are blown out. My back hurts every day and I sleep like a dead person every night from exhaustion. I went back to school and will be graduating in March with a business degree. I cannot wait to get a less demanding job. Since going back to school I have got nothing but straight A's. Right on. Man. That had to be tough hit to work through. Ducking like and subscribe.